Welcome or welcome back to Likewise Pod. We are so stoked for another week.
Last week was so much fun rounding out our month of March and the theme Progress Over Perfection with another sweet podcaster, Camille Cook from Fulfilled Podcast. And we were talking all about showing up for yourself. And that was honestly, it was such a good conversation. I feel like all the previous weeks of March really culminated and led up to that. So it was so fun getting her take and getting her thoughts on progress over perfection. And yeah, so you can listen to that now. And then you can also find her website, her socials, her podcast, all on that episode. And we are so excited to be starting the month of April with you guys. And so we'll be talking about our theme a little bit, what it means. And then, yeah, just kind of going through some little sweet nothings. But of course, before we get into any of that, we're going to start this episode as we always do with our roses and thorns for the week. So, Sam, what are your roses and thorns?
My thorn is that I have some cramps right now. They're not bad right now, but earlier they were. Which I just hate. Like there's nothing worse sometimes. Um, And then my rose is that I'm going home on Saturday for a week. So by the time you hear this, I'm on a plane or at home. Or back if you're listening really late. But I'm just ready to enjoy a week off of work. Like that's amazing. I just really want to feel refreshed and like a new little like spark. Like I hope it just kind of like reinvigorates some creativity and that the kind of like extra rest time will just kind of be a little boost to the brain.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. I know you've been like missing home so much, and just like the thought of coming home excited you so much. I was like, oh my gosh, she needs to. And then when you got your tickets, oh, I was just so excited for you. So I'm glad that it's finally happening. My thorn is that I've been like half sick all week. Yeah, so last week I thought I was getting sick and then I ended up not, which was great. I thought my dad got sick this week. And so I've been keeping my distance and he's been keeping his distance from us too. But I don't know, I feel like it's kind of coming back and my throat's hurting. Like it's my left side. Like I can't breathe out of my left nose or like my left lymph node in my neck is massive and hurting. Um, so live, laugh, love. And like, you know, when you're like so sore and it's like the sick pain and soreness, like my neck is hurting and then my shoulder is also hurting, except this is my right shoulder, not my left. Anyways, yeah. But my rose, I actually have so many. It's by so many, I mean three that I could think of. So I started watching Lost with my mom yesterday, and I am hooked. Except like I know how the show ends. And so like I can't stop thinking about the ending throughout like the entire thing. And I'm just like, how or why? And like just all these things. So like if you know, you know. If you don't, I won't spoil it, except I am a firm believer that if something has been out for like in full, like for 10 years or more, then it's fair game. It's just like, well, that sucks that you don't know, but I won't. Anyways, like I've tried watching it before. It was too scary. And so I told my mom, I was like, okay, this time I need to just watch it in the mornings. Like I can't do it after like noon because I feel like that's too close to being bedtime. She's like, okay. So we started watching it yesterday at like 9 a.m. And then yeah, so this is not even the second time that I've tried watching it. It's like the third or fourth time. And I vividly remember last year, I tried watching the first episode and I was way too scared. I was like, I can't do this. Watching it back, I was like, what the heck? Why couldn't I do it? Anyways. Um, okay, another rose. Also, I finally got the PR packages sent out for our book that came out basically 2 months ago. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. Yeah, Sam, you need to be in charge of PR from now on. Like this is my worst nightmare. So I'm glad that it's out of my hands, but I will be even more embarrassed if someone's book ends up going to a different person or like if I accidentally mixed up packages. And these people would know because like we wrote their names in there. So this would literally be the cherry on top of my Murphy's Law of PR. with this book. So live off love. And then finally, last week was Target Circle Week. And so like they do the buy two, get one free. So I got two of my books today. I got the Let Them Theory and then Babel. And I also pre-ordered Great Big Beautiful Life by M. Hen. So I'm so excited.
I have my books from the thing because last Friday I went to Target and I had no clue that it was going on. And I just walk up and it was the release week of Summer in the City, and I just like saw it on display and I snatched it up. I was like, I need this book right now. And then Zeke was like, do you want another one? Because it's buy two get one free. And I was like, no way, shut up. And I looked down. What's also on the shelf? Signed copy of the new John Green book. What have I still not bought yet? Nothing like the movies. Even though I fear reading this because I feel like most people didn't really like it that much. But yeah, and I never usually buy hardbacks, but I got three.
Yeah. I was like, no, I need to get hardcovers because first of all these books are like $20. So instead of spending $20 on each, I spent like 13 on each.
Which,
I was like, paperbacks are already 13. So might as well get them for a paperback price.
speaking of, shout out, shout out YA books. Shout out Nothing Like the Movies being already only 19.99 as a hardback instead of like 30 because, YA price vibes. Even though it's a thick it's a thick one, like it's over 400 pages.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Like, yeah, the John Green one, this little slim bad boy, $28.
Oh my goodness gracious. Honestly, I didn't even know that about that book. So, wow.
Oh, I'm so excited to read it. I'm so excited.
Everything is tuberculosis.
Maybe I should bring it on the plane.
That sounds like something Gus Waters would say.
Okay, that is a great segue into this episode because I was just thinking and I was like, what are some like things just for some reason like thinking about sweet nothings and like I don't know like little things or whatever like that. I was like, tell me why the first thing that came to my mind was okay.
Okay. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, so our April theme is sweet nothings. And I don't know, I just thought like it'd be fun to do. And like sweet nothings are words of affection exchanged by lovers. Insert Niall, hello, lovers. But I don't know. I just thought like it'd be fun because like April is so dreary. So just having more of like an appreciative undertone or just talking about like the little things in life or just like, I don't know, community and friends and stuff, relationships of all kinds. I just think it'd be sweet.
Yeah. I love it. Like honestly, this is such a good like follow up to March and just kind of the energy we brought to all the episodes in March. I think this is such a great like continuation and like the episodes in March honestly made my month so great. Like they were so intentional and I left each one feeling so like good and inspired in some way and like speculative, reflective, and um yeah, just really excited for like another month to kind of feel similar um with just like really intentional topics because yeah, that's just I'm realizing I'm like, wow, it's so fun. Like it made like an otherwise like not so fun month fun. Like there was bad weather, there was being sick, there was all kinds of things, and it just like was something to lighten the mood. So
Yeah. I think it's fun too because like just like the idea of sweet nothings. I mean, I feel like we've all heard it before. Like we've seen it in like TVs and movies, like when someone whispers in another person's ear and they're like, ah, ha, 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 and like just like blushing or the butterflies happen, right? But I think it's also like, I don't know, I just think it's kind of fun thinking about it with in regard to relationships of all kinds. And it doesn't even have to be something that's like verbally set, or I guess for everything is verb. Anyways, um, I don't know. Like, I just like the idea of it. I just love the idea of it. And so, like, for me, when I kind of thought about it, I'm like, well, sweet nothing, like, it just, I don't know, it's like something that could be considered like really small to one person, but like a huge thing to someone else. And it's like, oh my gosh, you know about this, or like, oh my gosh, you remembered. And so it's like, oh, it's nothing to someone, but it's everything to someone else. Like,
Yeah.
man's trash is another man's treasure. But I
Does
just think it's cute.
I was thinking of it in like a really similar way. Um, I was just kind of thinking about like, yes, like with these little phrases or little acts of things you're doing, it seems like something so small. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, it's something that doesn't take a lot of effort or like it kind of made me think of like, just the idea of it costs nothing to be kind. Like, it doesn't take a whole lot to do something small to make other people feel valued and loved and seen, and understood, just the smallest things. And even something so simple as telling your friend, like, I appreciate you, like that can hold a lot of weight because, and it could be nothing one day and they could be like, oh yeah, hi, hi, like, yeah, I appreciate you too. And other times it could be like the world to them. It can be so memorable because just with the context of whatever else is like going on around them and in their life, like maybe they're kind of going through a hard time and you just kind of like remind them that how much you care about them, even if you don't know, that could just mean the world to them and like make their day. Um, and so yeah, I really think it's like really these like nothings. Yeah, it doesn't cost a lot. It doesn't take a lot to remind people how you feel or that you appreciate them or that they like look great, like a little compliment. I don't know. It's just like it's so easy, and that's kind of what I like about the saying. And it's kind of funny because for a long time, whenever I hear the phrase sweet nothings, I always think about it in like the negative like way, in like when it's used in like more of like a sarcastic context or like more hurtful way of like um almost like in a oh like in this relationship like all they did was like they said a bunch of sweet nothings, like they said all these sweet loving things to me but they never like meant any of it, like that kind of light. But I like kind of thinking about it more in this like more cute way, like more positive and uplifting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, I mean, I've totally thought about it like that very similarly too. Just like, oh yeah, that's really nice, but there's nothing behind the words that you're saying, right? And so I think like it's so funny because like words, language, social construct, everything these days is a social construct, right? But like the words we say, like they we give them the power that they have. And so if we're just saying these things and not having any action behind it, or if it's just like every once in a while, then it's like, oh yeah, then that's really powerful. It's every once in a while instead of like an everyday thing. But it's also like, well, why isn't it an everyday thing? You know? Um, and so I love that. Like it costs nothing to be kind and just like thinking about these sweet nothings. And it's like, okay, well, if it's nothing to you, then why not do it more often? Right. And it's like if it takes very minimal effort, like minimal to no effort on our parts, then why not just try to do it more often? Yeah, because like I mean, it's so cheesy, it's so cliche, but it's said all the time for a reason. Like we don't know what other people are going through, right? And so exactly like what you're saying, Sam, like it could mean very little to someone on one day, but it can mean like the absolute world the next. And it's like just a matter of reframing our minds around situations and stuff. And then also like reframing, I don't know, just like our thought patterns to like be intentional with it. So I think that's so
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's like a really good way to be showing up for the people around you is to, yeah, like always recognize them. Like and making people feel seen is just so important. And I think sometimes the way that you consistently show up for and make people feel seen and loved is more important than just showing up for them and making them feel supported when they're asking for it. Um, like if a friend comes to you and just needs to vent and or t opens up to you about this hard time that they're having and you're there to support them, great, amazing. Remind them how loved they are, support them, help them through things, maybe give them advice. That's awesome. And that is such a good friend thing. But I think on the day to day, like if you are already like being appreciative and just uplifting your friends, reminding them like, oh, I think you're so smart, or like, wow, this is amazing, or this thing you made, it's so cool, commenting on their posts, like literally anything, the smallest things. I think it just that's true friendship, like that you're always in their corner, you're always uplifting them. Like they just, I don't know, like I feel like that just speaks volumes to like who you are as a friend.
Yeah. And like I know that we've had an episode kind of very similar in nature to this. Like we talked about small joys or like little things or um like whatever it was to us. But I feel like with the approach that we're taking this month, it's more focused outward than it is inward. So it's like less focused on our little joys, our little things, and more focused on like, okay, how do we make this sad month of April showers so sweet for other people, which I don't know. As someone who's trying to become more relationship oriented, always like, I'm just like, yes, how do I do that? But now I'm like, shoot, now I have to have the answers. Ah. And so I feel like the episodes that we have, I don't want to say planned because low key they're not planned, but like just the ideas we have for the month, like they all sound so the same. But it's also like, well, sometimes we need just a constant reminder. I don't know. So I think it'll be fun and it'll be yeah. I can't get over the it costs nothing to be kind. Like that's so good. And that's just such a good reminder to have. I'm like, dang, what have I done today that I was like, oh, let me be kind in this moment, or let me do this, let me show up for someone, let me help them out in some way, or let me lift them up in some way.
Mhm. Yeah, or like this is it's kind of related but also not. But like I was talking to my friend and we are talking about how um sometimes it feels like it's easy to like ignore ignore someone or something than like be kind and like help out or do things that you kind of think. Like for some reason we think it's easier to just kind of ignore it and not get ourselves involved than to um, strike up a conversation or reach out to help or offer something to someone. Like, I don't know why. We just think it's like easier to avoid that connection sometimes. But like the idea that like if someone's really stressed and overwhelmed, like a friend of yours, that I feel like this happens a lot. Like someone's obviously stressed and overwhelmed, and some people right away will just be um, like you're bringing down the vibe. Like, I'm sorry, what? How about instead, like, if your friend is stressed and overwhelmed, you see how you can help them. Like, you jump in, even if you don't have, like, I'm not saying you have to hold their hand through everything and help them with so much stuff, but like, jump in with like one little thing. Or like, hey, like, I'm making this for dinner tonight. Like, either do you want to come over or do you want me to like box up a Tupperware and bring it to you? Or like, just the smallest things. That just like if you recognize someone is struggling, that you can help out, even if it's just like reminding them like, wow, like you're so resilient and this and um all of that, instead of just like treating them like making them feel worse, like being like, wow, like you're just being so negative, or like you're bringing the mood down because you're so stressed, instead of like saying, how can I help?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's such a good point. And guys, this is why it's so important to know literally everyone in the world's love language is and personality types. So then you know how best to serve them.
Mhm.
Um, JK, you don't need to know everyone's, but I think it's like really important to know at least like those closest to you so then you can know like, okay, when maybe if they are having a bad day or then how do they best feel loved? Like are they words of aff? And so they just want me to like talk to them and just be with them like that? or the acts of service where it's like, oh, let me just do this little thing for you, right? Like, yeah, let me pick up a grocery for you, or let me get you um no, that's gifting. Oh my gosh, sorry, I like can't think right now. But because like their if their love language is gifting and you're like, oh my gosh, you're just such a great person, like you're so resilient, you're so ambitious, you're incredible, they're gonna be like, that's great. Thank you so much. Versus like if you get them a gift and it doesn't, and like in my experience, the people whose love language is gifting, like they don't, it's not like, oh yeah, it has to be Cartier or it has to be Dior or it has to be like this super expensive thing. But even just like, oh, I saw this flower and like on the side of the road and it made me think of you. They're like, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
you're thinking of me? Like this, like they'll frame it basically. And so I don't know. I just think it's so sweet like seeing different sides of people and knowing, okay, like how best do they feel loved? And so how can I make an effort? Even if it might not be my love language, how can I make an at least make an effort so then they like know that I do appreciate them and I do see them and I do value them. Because again, it costs nothing to be kind. And so like gifting doesn't have to be expensive. Words of aff, like you don't have to like say it straight to their face. It can be a text, it can be just a note card, it can be a post-it. Physical touch, it doesn't have to be a 3 hour long hug. It could just be a hand on the shoulder or high five or something, right? Um, quality time, don't have to go out to like the zoo or a concert or an experience and something like it could literally just be taking a nap together, like hanging out on your phones, just in each other's presence and acts of service again like doesn't have to be this huge thing like oh my gosh yeah let me just watch your kids for you all day oh let me go grocery shopping and get you $700 worth of groceries it's like no it's just small things like oh here do you want me to push the cart oh here let me carry your bag for you oh here let me just go to the store and get some milk for you it's just small things.
Mhm. Yeah, no, totally. I like how you like kind of found like something with each one to like tie it into that it costs nothing to be kind thing. Like, yeah, like it these things can be easy and attainable and don't have to be the most grand gestures of the world. Like I don't think that's what they're supposed to be. It's supposed to be like how it shows up in your everyday life and could just be seamlessly like how you show up in your relationships. So I love that. Like, and I really do feel like they all blend together so much. Like for someone whose love language is gifting, they may love like getting a card that's like like you write in a card like that you were like grateful for something they did or like just almost like a little like words of aff. Like a lot of times like leaving like notes or a card or something feels very words of aff and it is. And I think but at the same time it's something that someone whose love language is gifting like might feel really like seen in that because I think for the people whose love language is gifting, like I think they just really like feeling thought of and understood and like especially like if it's like a thoughtful gift that makes like a lot of sense for them, like you just really understand them and you get them. So I think sometimes like it is very words of aff too. And maybe they just kind of usually see that affirmation in a little bit different of a way. Um, so yeah, I think they all like go hand in hand all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like that you brought that up because like no, not like yeah, words of F, that is my tried and true. That is my love language. If anyone says a nice thing to me, I love it. But also I'm so picky with it. Like it's kind of bad, but I don't know, like they really do go hand in hand. It's like quality time. You can get away with so much with quality time. Like don't you even worry. Honestly, if you just spend time with someone, like that'll likely fulfill so many of your needs, like yours and the other person's, right? Like this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Quality time. It's on there probably. Um, I don't know. I just think it's just so it's nice. Yeah. Like you were saying, people just want to feel known. They just want to feel seen. They just want to feel valued, right? And so like just knowing a seemingly small thing about them like this or knowing like okay how did they feel appreciated or like how what's a way that I can like uplift them on a bad day or what's a way I can surprise them when like on a normal day when they're not expecting it right yeah it's just it's fun and whether you like suppress it or not you cannot I'll not believe a single person that says, yeah, I hate it when someone just texts me out of the blue saying, hey, I'm really glad to have you as a friend.
Yeah, no, exactly. Oh, that's so good. I love that. And like gifting and acts of service are very hand in hand together. Physical touch, I think, and quality time kind of fall together a lot. Um, and yeah, it's so fun to see how they're like all connected, which I think goes to show how easy it is to understand and learn someone else's that's not your own. Like just because it's not at the top of your list doesn't mean there isn't ways that it's natural and comfortable to you.
Yes. I I so agree. Um, yeah, like physical touch used to be the very bottom of my list. Now it might be number three. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's the bottom of mine.
but like it's not even like a I don't know, like it'll all the things, yeah, they feel unnatural sometimes, but like the one I hear the most is like I hate receiving gifts, but I love giving gifts. It's like, okay, you don't love to like hear, you don't like to receive like gifting, but like speaking it is so easy for so many people, right? And so it's like, okay, it's not oh yeah, you hear and speak the same thing. Like, no, it can be different, but also like there's a lot of gray area too, where it's like it'll be natural in a lot of ways that like you don't even realize. But if you really try to force it, then it's like, it just makes it hard.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's a learning thing for sure.
Yeah. So don't make it harder than it has to be.
I guess like if you find yourself, if you're like thinking about little things you can say to people, little sweet nothings that you want to start doing, like I think the easiest thing to do is like maybe start with just trying to like compliment people more often because like that's like an easy way to just naturally feel like you're making people feel seen or like making them feel good. I'm terrible at complimenting people. Like I have the hardest time. I think the compliments so much. Like I'm always like, wow, that looks really good. That looks really good. Awesome. And then I just don't say anything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Sam, do better. And so I've been doing it a lot more recently. And it's just like a fun thing because then you just get so much more comfortable with it and then it just kind of becomes a part of you and you do it a lot and maybe like you just say thank you a lot more. Maybe instead of thank you, you say I appreciate you or I really appreciated that you did this specific thing. Like I think the more you just get in the practice of it, it gets a lot easier and a lot more natural.
Yes. Oh my gosh, no, truly one of my favorite things to do is like when I'm out walking the streets of downtown Seattle, JK. Just like when I'm out or something and I see like a girl walking by with like such fun pants, and like I'll just be like, I love your pants. She's like, oh my gosh, thank you. I got them from whatever place, you know? And I'm like, that's peak girlhood. Just complimenting each other's outfits and saying where you got it from. So then everyone else can have it too. And then you can all be twins. Um, but I don't know, I just think it's so sweet. Yeah, it's something that like no, it might not be natural at first, but it can become natural. And like if you want it to be something that you do, then that's not to say like okay, if it doesn't feel natural, like then you're putting in too much work, right? Like don't make it hard for yourself. No, like don't be unnatural, don't be inauthentic, but like that's not to say you can't practice things, right? And so I don't know. I think like for me, what was it? Oh, like just and I know like I've talked about this so much before, but like being like practicing gratitude, like there's so many studies that show like how good it is like for your brain and then also just like for your actual physical, mental, emotional well-being is just to like be in an active state of gratitude as much as you can. And like yeah, some situations, some days suck, but there's also times where you're like, okay, yeah, this sucks, but I'm grateful for this experience because it taught me XYZ, or I'm grateful for this experience because I'm growing in this area, or yeah, this sucks, but if I didn't do it this way, then I wouldn't know that like something else would have worked better, or I probably would have tried this eventually. And I'm glad to have done it this way this time, or something, or and like I don't know. Um, but again, some days are just naturally worse than others and it's so hard having an attitude of gratitude in those, but still can at least maybe you're not grateful for the situation, maybe you're not like appreciative of what's going on and like the things that life is throwing at you, but like at the end of the day, you still have like friends that you can talk with and you can still be grateful for that, or you can be grateful for like the day before. You can be grateful that like tomorrow won't be as bad, because when the worst happens, it can't get worse than the worst.
Mhm.
So it's tough. It really is, but it does get easier with practice and it does get more natural with practice. And then life just gets sweeter with it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Amazing. What a fun, what a fun little kickoff topic for our full month topic. Sweet nothings. It's just so cute. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have the song stuck in my head, the Taylor Swift song.
Oh, yeah, it's been going through my head all night.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I don't mind it. I don't mind.
It's a great little song.
Yeah, it's cute. Speaking of songs, yeah, since I feel like we've exhausted the topic and just we've like explained as much as we can without like going a revolving door. Granted, I feel like I'm always a revolving door, but it's fine. Um, Song of the week. We love ending each episode with a new song or an old song, whatever song we want, just to add more to our playlist and to yours. So, Sam, what is your song of the week?
My song of the week is Tears Dry on Their Own by Amy Winehouse. Just such a great song. The sun has been shining during like the afternoon, and yesterday after work I was driving home and it was like really sunny and kind of warm, and this song came on the playlist I was listening to, and it just like was so fun. Like it just really felt like spring, and um yeah. I really loved it. So then I put it on when I was driving home from work today. It was like the first thing I put on because I was like, yes, I need to feel that again. So yeah, recommend.
Love that. My song of the week is This Time Last Year by Kelsey Ballerini. And okay, confession, honesty hour, guys. I had a different song picked out, but then I
I
changed it to
saw your
this.
other one.
It's that one is also so good. So honorable mention to Something Beautiful by Miley Cyrus. I'm so ready for the new Miley era. I love. Anyways, I don't know. I was just thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I feel like this one goes really well with the episode because it's like just talking about this time last year, like what was going on, what was I doing, what was I thinking about, but also like, but now I'm here. So all those things led up to now, and also it was just so good live. And I also heard in the car, I was like, this is a banger of a song. I love.
Yes. Oh my goodness, I love that. Also, last night we were watching The Voice, and Zeke goes, I feel like Issa and Kelsey Ballerini would be friends. And I was like, well, she does love her. So,
Oh my gosh, Zeke feeding my words of F. First, he feeds my stomach with that amazing chili that I can't stop thinking about a year and a half later. And then, oh my gosh, a year and a half ago? Wow. For some reason, I was thinking that was 2024.
it's crazy. 2023.
And now he's feeding my words of F by saying me and Kelsey Ballerini. I love that. Oh my gosh, thank you, Zeke. My number one fan. JK, maybe I'm his number one fan.
Oh.
Not in a weird way, sorry. It's so really weird. Oh, my apologies. My apologies. Anyways, that concludes today's episode. And we're trying to get rich. So if you could help us in that endeavor, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. And you can also follow us on Instagram at likewise_pod, on TikTok at likewise.pod. And then you can also like, I don't know, Venmo us to help us get richer even faster.
Exactly. Buy our book on Amazon. There's lots of avenues you can contribute. All jokes, kind of.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah, this was so fun. I'll never get tired of talking about these kinds of things. I'll never get tired of talking about personality types and love languages and stuff. So thank you, Sam, for, you know, doing that with me all the time and for spending another evening with me. Yeah, so good, so fun. I'm excited for the rest of April and what's to come. So I hope you have a really great rest of your day.
Thanks, Issa, and likewise to you all.
Bye.